Have you ever noticed how your life can feel more upgraded and somehow less free at the same time? You're earning more, buying nicer things, but the choices you thought those things would give you slowly disappear. Why does comfort so often come with fewer options? Meet Anna. She's 30, works in marketing at a mid-sized company in Berlin. After taxes and social contributions, she takes home about 3,200 euros a month. She rents a one-bed apartment near the city center for 1,200 euros. Her monthly essentials, groceries, phone, public transport pass, and utilities come to around 450 euros. She financed a used car because she wanted weekend freedom. The payment is 280 euros per month. She has a student loan repayment of 150 euros and a couple of credit card balances she rotates, averaging 120 euros a month in minimum payments. Add eating out, a gym membership, and the occasional short trip, and she's left with roughly 700 euros discretionary each month, which often disappears on small upgrades, a nicer dinner, a new phone case, an expensive coffee subscription. Let's translate that into plain math. Net income, 3,200 euros. Fixed housing, 1,200 euros. Essentials, 450 euros. Car EMI, 280 euros. Student loan, 150 euros. Credit card minima, 120 euros. Leftover, 700 euros. Now imagine Anna treats that leftover like bonus money. She upgrades weekends, replaces an old laptop with a new one on a 12-month plan, 60 euros a month, and increases her streaming and dining costs by 200 euros. Suddenly, the leftover is nearly gone, and the new expenses are recurring. The laptop payment and extra subscriptions reduce future flexibility the same way a longer car loan would. What's the real cost? Let's take one concrete example, that 280 euro car payment. Over 5 years, she pays 16,800 euros in principal plus interest. Insurance increases because the car is newer, and depreciation eats value quickly. If she'd instead scaled back to a 140 euro monthly transport cost, using public transit and an occasional car share, she could free 140 euros per month. Reinvested conservatively at 4% annual return, that extra 140 euros grows to about 9,600 euros in 5 years. That's not internet hype, it's basic compound math. So why do people make these choices? Psychology explains it. We respond to social signals, status, perceived security, and the desire to feel current. Those signals are immediate and emotional. The cost is slow, delayed, and abstract. Humans are wired to discount future trade-offs. An upgraded apartment gives instant relief from commuting stress and a sense of having arrived. The repayment period and the subtle monthly drain feel distant. Behavioral economists call this hyperbolic discounting. We prefer a reward now, even if it reduces better rewards later. There's another factor, normalization. When colleagues, partners, and feeds normalize certain comforts, the bar shifts. What once felt indulgent becomes standard. You don't notice the steady increase because it happens gradually, lifestyle inflation in small increments. Let's look at the long-term impact if Anna keeps adding recurring upgrades. Suppose she adds 300 euros of permanent monthly upgrades each year, new subscriptions, nicer dinners, small monthly EMIs. Over 10 years, that 300 euros per month is 36,000 euros of spending. If she'd instead invested that at a modest 5% real return, it becomes about 47,000 euros. More important than the dollar figure is what she loses: flexibility to change jobs, to take a sabbatical, to move cities, to handle emergencies without debt. That flexibility has value beyond returns. It's optionality. Optionality is the silent asset middle earners often give away to feel successful in the short term. Contrast Anna with Marco. He earns slightly more, about 3,800 euros after tax, and he chooses deliberately. He rents a modest flat in a convenient area for 1,100 euros, budgets essentials tightly, and uses public transit. When he wanted a nicer car experience for trips, he rented a car for weekends rather than buying one. He still enjoys dinners and travel, but he treats upgrades as temporary experiments, not permanent baseline increases. The result isn't austerity, it's deliberately preserved options. Marco's thinking is simple and practical. Every permanent expense is a decision to reduce future choices. He prioritizes preserving recurring free cash flow. When he does buy something bigger, he pays in cash or short term, so the commitment ends. That mindset creates optionality. More choices later, fewer obligations now. There's no moral failing here. People trade future freedom for present signaling because it works psychologically. The point isn't shaming purchases, it's naming the trade-off clearly. Smart financial behavior starts with clarity. Recognize which purchases are permanent lifestyle raises and which are temporary boosts. Ask in a factual way, will I still want this commitment in 3 years? If the answer is uncertain, treat it as temporary. Mathematically, think of recurring costs like a reverse savings plan. Every recurring euro you add cancels a chunk of future optionality. Reframe your spreadsheets from "what can I afford" to "what choices do I preserve?" If you're watching this and you feel conflicted, good. That means you're paying attention. The simplest change isn't faster saving hacks or brutal budgets. It's a mental rule. Treat permanent upgrades as serious, long-term decisions. Preserve recurring cash flow. Test non-permanent upgrades first. Prefer shorter financing or cash. And when a recurring expense is tempting, imagine your life with it and without it 5 years from now. There's no dramatic promise here, no overnight fixes, but with this clarity, decisions get easier and options expand. That's the point, not to deprive yourself, but to be honest about the real price of comfort. If this perspective helped you, consider subscribing for more calm, practical finance stories.